The first half of the year is in the books, and we now have official data from the Chicago Association of Realtors on who performed the best. I'm talking of the 77 neighborhoods in Chicago who had the most appreciation in that first 6 months. This is a big city. We have townhomes, we have condos, we have single-family homes. All of that data gets aggregated, and we figure out which neighborhoods outperformed everybody else. But we're going to take it one step further, and we're going to break down each neighborhood, taking a look at what type of home you could afford for the median sale price. With Baird & Warner Real Estate. I help buyers, sellers, investors, and tenants every single day here in the Chicagoland area, and I make referrals all around the country. Today's video, we're talking through the market data for the first 6 months of the year, taking a look at who performed the best, who are the top 5 performing neighborhoods in terms of appreciation out of the 77 here in Chicago. Breaking down this data can be complex, and in your neighborhood, you probably have a number of different asset classes, maybe even in your same block. You might have townhomes, condos, single-family homes. All of that data is viewed in some ways as correlated, but in many ways as different data points. So collectively, when we talk about housing, we think of single-family homes, meaning you're detached from your neighbors, you own the home and the structure itself. We think of condos, which means you're in a building with shared walls and you own an asset, a singular asset, within those combined walls. Or we think of townhomes. Townhomes would be similar to a condo. Oftentimes they are a condo, but they're more space. They usually share a wall, but you still own the entirety of the unit, and often you have some fee simple structure associated with that. For the sake of this data, we're looking at neighborhoods that had at least 25 sales, neighborhoods that are broken into this category, condos and townhomes and detached homes, and looking at them side by side to give you your true aggregate top 5 performers. Looking in each neighborhood, the price points vary pretty drastically, which is why I think it's important to not only stack rank who's performing the best, but to go through one by one and figure out what can you actually afford in each of those neighborhoods. And if you're an investor, this video will be a great way to level set expectations if you're looking to deploy capital in Chicago. If you're buying a home, this is your look. Here's what the market has done in the last 6 months on a median value, and you can see exactly what type of home you can afford in each of these neighborhoods. So let's break into the data. This is all coming through Crain's Chicago Business by way of the Chicago Association of Realtors. So if we dig into the article here and we go down to the top performing neighborhoods, number 1 on the list, Bridgeport at 26.8%. Bridgeport is an area that 3 to 5 years ago, I think had a ton of value and was maybe even overlooked by many buyers. Now, I still think it has a ton of value, but you're certainly not going to find some low-end deal in Bridgeport. The secret is out. This is an area where buyers have flocked to for several years trying to find affordable single-family living. It has great access to public transportation. It has easy access to downtown and the highway. It's just in high demand, and you're seeing that in the numbers. 26.8%, that's a huge growth over a 6-month period. Now, during this 26.8% increase, Bridgeport's median sale price has increased to $595,500. So just under $600,000 is now the median sale price in Bridgeport. A few years ago, that would have been unheard of, but like I said, they're on sort of this historic run as demand continues to be high for Bridgeport. Let's take a look at what you can actually afford for that. Here's a home that sold in Bridgeport within the last 6 months. It actually sold in May, so pretty recently here. $592,000. So this is a deal. Compared to the median sale price, this home is at a discount. 7 beds, 3 full baths, 3,000 square feet, and you have room for a 2-car garage, 2 interior plus 2 exterior, so you actually can fit 4 cars on this total parking structure. Looking through the pictures, you have a beautiful outdoor space, all brick building here in the front. You can see the parking structure in the back. Here's the kitchen. Looks like you could do some updating on your own, but there's certainly room to add value. You could paint cabinets, you could change the countertops, redo the floors, but it's in pretty good shape. Other than some wear and tear, this home looks like it's move-in ready. You can see the finished basement area is also a part of this home. That's where some of the some of the bedrooms are located. Shout out to the bar. I kind of like having that. It's a nice feature. This in some ways, I think would be challenging for modern buyers. You see that many of these bedrooms, including the one I'm looking at now, are on the smaller side. I don't necessarily think that you're going to be able to fit a queen in there, probably a full bed. But that said, it certainly has some potential, and everything looks like it's in great shape. Hardwood floors throughout. I don't think that a new buyer has a lot of work to do in this place other than cosmetics, which is a really easy fix. Now, this is on the higher end of the city right now. If we think about Chicago as a whole, your median sale price is somewhere in the 300,000 range. So to see something at 595, almost 600,000, yeah, you're paying a premium to be in Bridgeport right now. But clearly, with over 3,000 square feet, you're able to expand a little bit and take advantage of the fact that you're living this close to downtown, but still being able to get comfortable single-family living. Next on our list, we're going to Avondale. In Avondale, there are more condos and townhomes that are doing particularly well right now. There's high demand for that asset type, and those townhomes are doing roughly 24.6% appreciation in the first 6 months of this year. If we think about Avondale as a whole, there's been a lot of demand to get into the neighborhood, mainly because we've seen continual push west and continual push north, really tracing the highway or tracing the blue line, depending on how you want to see it. But there's limited inventory in many of these neighborhoods. So people who started their search in Bucktown, Wicker Park, and then all of a sudden started looking in Logan, then they took on Irving Park, and now all of a sudden Albany Park might be an option. There's a lot of expansion happening with people's search, and Avondale is right in the path of that logical expansion. People are starting to realize that living in Avondale, you don't sacrifice access to the city, you don't have to sacrifice access to public transportation, and you can still find relatively strong value compared to many other neighborhoods in the city. Median sale price in Avondale is roughly $435,000. So breaking into a recent sale, here's one that sold in April. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath with 2-car garage parking. This is a townhome. So as we discussed, townhomes and condos for the purposes of data are often lumped together in Chicago. Let's take a look at the inside. Again, all brick building, townhome layout. So if we're just using my mouse as a tracer here, this wall will be the dividing wall between units, and equally on the other side, this wall will be the dividing wall between units. So there are 3 units actually photographed in this photo. We are living in 1. Here's the layout. So if we're looking at it logically, you do have 2 bedrooms, one with a 9, one with an 8 and 11 inches. On the smaller side, you could fit definitely a full bed in there, but queen might be a little bit tight, or it would even do a lot of the room. Thankfully, the primary bedroom is large at 12 by 12 feet, and you can see the rest of the space, the living room, the recreation room, and even the garage space is relatively large compared to other listings. Interior of this unit looks like it's in great shape. You can see they have hardwood floors throughout. The layout with townhomes can be a lot of steps, depending on how good your needs are or how you feel about it, but you're ultimately going to be going up and down a lot to get between living spaces. You can see in this one, there is the living room on the lower level, and then you go up a few stairs to this dining level landing that also connects to the kitchen. In the kitchen, it's hard to tell from these photos. Those might be laminate cabinets. I'm hoping that they're hardwood. If they are wood cabinets, real wood cabinets, you could repaint in long term. Looks like granite countertops there and stainless steel appliances. This is that primary bedroom, which obviously fits a king bed. You do have a large walk-in closet there as well. This is clearly one of the bedrooms is being utilized as an office space, and you can see actually both of the bedrooms are being utilized as an office space. These would be comfortable offices, as I mentioned, tighter on the queen bed, but you're getting this at a relatively steep value if we're comparing it just to Bridgeport, for example. So $435,000. It's a pretty steep discount comparing the 2 assets side by side. Now, there's no square footage listed on this one, but we were able to see from the floor plans that this is a relatively comfortable layout. You do get some outdoor space as well. Location-wise, it is close to the Kennedy, so you would have easy access to get back downtown. Third on the list is Lincoln Square. This is, again, looking at townhomes and condos. Lincoln Square is actually a neighborhood that I used to live in. I love the easy access here. For me, I would just shoot down Lincoln Ave, get to work every single day, or I could get to showings on the north side with such easy access, particularly when I compare it to living in West Loop, where all of a sudden the bridges were taken out and it was harder for me to even get out of the neighborhood. It was a really convenient location for me. I also just so happen to love the food in that neighborhood. Anybody who hasn't been, Cho Sanuk is a great location on Berthoud, worth a look. Lincoln Square is up 24.5% in the first 6 months of the year. Breaking into what you can afford, we're looking at a top floor condo, in this case, 2-bed, 2-bath with a parking spot. This is right on Foster Ave near Wintermere Park, so ideally located. You are going to get the most sun on this top floor, just in general, but looking at this specific building, your neighbor is a lower built single family home, and on the other side, you actually have what looks to be a 2-flat compared to the 3 stories here. So the light is really going to be ideal on this top floor. You can see here vaulted ceilings inside, so as if you weren't getting enough light by that situation, you get additional window space, hardwood floors, working fireplace. You have the kitchen here, which looks like probably hasn't been updated in a little bit, but does have granite countertops and nicer wood cabinets, so if you ever wanted to redo those, you could. Stainless steel appliances as well. One thing to note, this kitchen, this is a stairwell built into this wall. You can tell just by the uniqueness of it that they're working around some kind of building structure. So unfortunately, chances are good you can't really make structural change in this kitchen space. You're just going to have to deal with that unique space. In the back room, you do have some space here. This is the primary bedroom, I assume. You have a nice balcony off the back. You can see that there's a ensuite bathroom as well with a dual vanity, standing shower, and a tub. This is the second bedroom. Looks a little smaller from these photos, but you could probably fit a queen in there. They also have a bathroom as well, and you can see the outdoor space, which for many is a premium. This adds value and is something that most people are looking for in 2023. If we look at the floor plan here, again, yeah, I stand by what I said about that bedroom. 9 4 inches. You can probably sneak a queen in there, but it might be most of the room. The primary at 11 by 13 is large. And then this combined living dining space, the kitchen and the pantry that's built out. The pantry might be space you could remove, but given the cabinet space, I think it's probably logical to keep it. So again, at a steeper discount here, you can see progressively as we've gone down this list, the location, it's not always dictated by closeness to downtown in this case. Lincoln Square is slightly closer to downtown than Avondale, but the pricing is slightly lower. So it's all about what you're getting in each asset class, how many of these deliverables are available in each neighborhood. Ultimately, if you're in Bridgeport, Avondale, or Lincoln Square, you're very happy with 20+ appreciation. That's unheard of. Next on our list, we are going to West Englewood. This is probably a neighborhood that many people haven't been to in their Chicago lifetime, but there is a ton of opportunity here, particularly for investors who are active in the area and active in making a revitalization happen. There are vacant buildings, there are buildings in need of a facelift. You can still get great value here and bring that value back to the community. So West Englewood is somewhere where we've seen many local investors start to give back to the community by way of real estate, taking over assets that need investment, need upgrading, need to be redelivered in a different fashion, and bringing that back to their peers in the community. In the first 6 months of the year, West Englewood is up 24% for a median sale price of $155,000. So like I said, the biggest discount that you're going to get of everything that we've seen with a strong appreciation at the same time. If we're looking at the value of home that you can get, this is a single family data point. So you lose the condo numbers in West Englewood that you might have closer to the city center. You start to pick up a fair number of single family homes. And this is an example of a 3-bed, 1-bath, 3,000+ square feet with 2-car garage parking. This unit has been rehabbed. There are many opportunities that are pre-rehab. This, you can see for that 155, you can often find some post-rehab opportunities. Looks on the exterior, it's got some nice siding. Looks like it's in pretty good shape here. The fence actually looks like it's been recently redone as well. On a side alley, you can see the car here coming down. So you're built on a corner, which will give you some light. Inside, looks like a smaller bedroom. Right out the gate, you can see this is an older home. I'm going to guess it's somewhere in the early 1900s. You're going to have smaller bedrooms just by nature of the way that they built homes then. In each room, you can see freshly painted hardwood floors or perhaps some kind of manufactured floors. We'll look in the listing description here. Everything here looks like it's been recently retouched. This is a home that somebody clearly put effort into to serve as a flip project. I'm assuming we're going to see a brand new kitchen. Here we go. It doesn't even have appliances in this photo, but new construction grade cabinets. You have granite countertops, and I'm going to assume any stainless steel appliance package would fit in those spaces. Here's your backyard space. Looks like concrete maybe needs a little bit of work, but you have a great backyard here. And you can see the 2-car garage parking, again, easily accessible from the alleyway. If we're looking at this and just reading through, there is an unfinished basement space as well. So that would give you some opportunity to potentially add value to this in addition to what's already in. But you get an idea here. At that median sale price, $155,000, you can get something that's rehabbed already, maybe needs something like an appliance package or minor work here and there, long-term work, but it is deliverable, move-in ready right now. And if you're an investor, this is something that would rent pretty strongly in the current market. Last but not least, we're going to Calumet Heights, and we are looking at houses up 19.5%. This is a neighborhood, very easy access to the lake, great access to transportation to get back to the city if you're using public transportation, or if you're going to hop in a car and take the Kennedy. Easy access within a half hour of the city. There's plenty of inventory for both single-family homes and condos here. It seems, based on the data, that single-family homes are doing the best for a median sale price of $240,750. If we break into something roughly that median sale price, you can see here something that sold in May of this year, 4 beds, 2 baths. This is 1,100 square feet and change with 2 parking spaces. Again, this is a newly rehabbed ranch opportunity. So in this neighborhood, you still have some value to get move-in ready assets at an affordable cost relative to the rest of Chicago. Brick building, the roof looks like it's in good shape. It actually looks like they've done some recent landscaping as well, potentially to sell. On the inside, everything looks new. Hardwood floors, you can see new paint, new siding, new trim. This has central air. Kitchen's been redone with the stainless steel package and construction quality construction quality cabinets. You also have what looks like potentially quartz countertops, could be granite. Either way, it's very nice and updated. This has a lot of square footage. You can see it breaks through. I don't think you'd have to update anything. The basement is finished. Doesn't look like it's all drywalled in to the potential it could be. If you wanted to add rooms or individual spaces down there, you have that option, but it does look like it's of a legal height from these photos. This opportunity is relatively well located. You can see it's near Bessemer Park. You're right near the Chicago Parkway, the Skyway, so you can hop on there. And you have easy access to the beach just off screen here if you were just going to head directly east. So very easy access to Chicago and the best that it has to offer. So there's our list. These are the top 5 performing neighborhoods in Chicago for the first 6 months of 2023. It's interesting to see where everybody ended up. Obviously, there's a wide spread of value here. On the low end, a purchase price of somewhere around $155,000. On the high end, almost $600,000. And all of these neighborhoods are appreciating at roughly the same rate, somewhere around that 20 to 25% mark. So the story we're seeing in Chicago is that each neighborhood has its own unique trend happening. In some, limited inventory is driving one asset class or another to skyrocket, relatively speaking. 20% appreciation compared to a national mean of, I think, 3% is what it used to be. That's crazy. And it can't continue like that forever, but it is right now. And it is something to be aware of if you're a home buyer, potentially if you own a home right now and you're considering selling, or if you're looking at investing. All of this is positive data for the future for you to use, and make sure you're accounting for it when you're running your numbers. If you're in the market right now and you're looking in any of these areas, if what I showed you scared you, or maybe it doesn't look like a product that is of the quality you're looking for, don't let that deter you from continuing your search. Do your own research always. Listings change daily. I focused on listings that are already closed so that we could have a conversation that is tangible. The data is solid, but there are plenty of opportunities on market today, some of which will be at a price point that's comfortable for your needs. So let's have a conversation about what you're looking for. I'm happy to guide you as best I can. If this video is useful, share it with somebody. If you haven't already, like it, please. It does me some huge favors. It does the channel some huge favors. And hopefully it'll help somebody else find this video so that they can make smarter decisions about investing in Chicago. Thank you for your time. I hope this was useful. I'll see you next time.